Babylon Bee has been poking fun of the left, and they've been poking fun of the left so much that the left is going, that's not funny. It's not funny. You're laughing at me. It's not funny. It's punching down. I agree with Chappelle. One of the things he says is, what is the punching down? You're telling a punch line. You're not punching down. You're not punching up. And what is notable is that they think that the Babylon Bee is punching down towards them when really they're the tastemakers. They're above the bee, and the bee is punching up and getting them right in what some would refer to as the daddy button. Getting them right there. They don't like it. The Babylon Bee, the Atlantic has a story on this. The Babylon Bee, an online satire publication, has become a popular destination for Christians disaffected with megachurch culture and right-wingers who crave clever commentary about the hypocritical left. Emma Green is writing this and just doesn't know what she's got. Now, listen, I got a full disclosure here. I'm jealous of the Babylon Bee guys to a degree. I like them tremendously. We don't always agree on stuff. We've had theological back and forths on stuff. I know Adam Ford, the creator who passed it off. I know a little bit the guys who are there now. I'm kind of jealous of I want to write. When I grow up, I want to be a Babylon Bee writer. I like interacting with them. The camaraderie that those guys have, I kind of like that. I have great camaraderie with Philip and Charlie here. And those guys, they seem to take everything to a next level, and they seem like fun people. I'm a little jealous of them, and they get to laugh at the left on a daily basis. Well, Emma Green is profiling the Babylon Bee. They have a book coming out, by the way. They asked me to write a blurb for the book, and I did. And it's explaining intersectionalism and wokeness. Kyle Mann, the editor, talks on college campuses. He came to comedy almost by accident. He had a high-pressure job in construction sales before working at the Bee. He first got involved with the site by cold pitching a joke. Although political humor drives much of the Bee's web traffic, the publication's signature hits focus on what the writers see as shallowness in the evangelical world, and there's a lot of shallowness. The Babylon Bee's jokes on essential oil are gold. And now they have a guide to wokeness co-authored with Joel Berry, the managing editor. And Emma Green is doing this interview with Kyle Mann. And it's very clear she doesn't get this. Listen to this. Who is the audience for the Babylon Bee? This is what Kyle Mann says. I'm always amazed when we get emails from overseas missionaries who are underground and can't reveal where they are, being like, hey, you guys are keeping us sane. The boomers love us. We got the boomer humor market locked down. And Green says, are you proud of that or are you a little ashamed? And Mann says, Gen Z humor sucks. So I'm cool with being called boomer humor. And every time I go to do a speaking engagement, there are a lot of college students who are maybe the only conservative in their class. In a lot of areas, being the conservative is punk rock, you know? For them, it's like you guys are writing comedy that doesn't hate me. It's like they found their underground cabal of secret comedians who agree with them. And as it goes down a little further, it's pretty clear that she doesn't get the humor. You guys wrote an article in January 2020 that was shared roughly 3 million times, claiming that Democrats called for the American flag to be flown at half-staff when the Iranian general Qasem Soleimani was killed in an American strike. What makes this funny? I know that's the worst question to ask somebody who writes jokes. He says it's funny because General Soleimani died and they called for flags to be flown at half-mast. Get it? But what I'm saying, but that's what I'm saying. Besides just saying the joke again, what makes it funny? She doesn't get why. I get why it's funny because, you know, it's they're saying what a lot of us are thinking and they're making fun of it. There's another one. I got a word search. Here's one. Here, this is it. I want to talk to you about one of the drawings in your new book. One at the beginning of chapter 2, which is about race. It has 3 little stick figures. I've seen these stick figures. They are not well-drawn stick figures. I want the Babylon Bee writers to know they're better at jokes than they are their drawings. I should have said that in my blurb. It's actually really good, but nonetheless. So she says, it's 3 little stick figures. One that's peach-colored that says bad. One next to it that's gray that says better. one to the right that says best. That one is black. Notice, first of all, how she questions them. That last one's black. Why do you mean? Why do you mean that one's best? What's your implication, Kyle, man? And then she says out loud this, why do you think that is funny? And he replies, well, it's because being peach is not good, being gray is better, and being black is best. Right? She says, but you're not talking about stick figures. You're making a joke about how progressives think about the hierarchy of race. Man responds, I'm not going to sit here and deconstruct and explain every joke to you. We're taking this ridiculous position in order to mock something, to make fun of this idea that your skin color matters in setting up an hierarchy of the oppressed versus oppressor class. If you really don't get the joke, I can't help you. You were saying before that you think part of what makes jokes work is that they tend to hold a seed of truth. Do you think the mentality you're describing is actually true of progressives in America? Duh. See, here's the thing. So if I go to the Babylon Bee right now, the Babylon Bee, this is one of those things, they tell you in law school, never ask a question without knowing. Well, I'm going to go because I know at the Babylon Bee, the headlines I'm going to find are actually funny headlines. IRS agents bust 7-year-old for getting more than $600 worth of birthday presents. For sake of diversity, DC introduces straight Christian Robin. Cat rests up in preparation for long night, running up and down stairs. Concerning growth in number of giant flies as adventurers keep slaying all the giant spiders. Boy who pointed out the emperor has no clothes, banned for misinformation. Then I love this one. NFL removes all coaches, players, fans who have ever said a bad word. Only Tim Tebow remains. I mean, they poke fun at a lot of what's going on currently. And then you get over to The Onion, and they go after conservatives in predictable ways. Some of it's humorous. NASA lights astronauts on fire in order to simulate life on Venus. White House warns supply chain shortages could lead Americans to discover true meaning of Christmas. And a lot of it is just liberal pablum. A lot of it isn't funny. The Babylon Bee is deeply funny. The Babylon Bee is actually a very, very funny website. But it pokes fun of the left, and you're not allowed to do that anymore. And because the left, they are the tastemakers of the age, you're not allowed to laugh at them. And I actually think we need more laughter of the leftists. One of the things I miss about not having Rush Limbaugh around is that Rush Limbaugh was a master of laughing at the insanity of the left. It is very funny. It is funny. And very few people want to laugh. And part of this as well is that we got two different genres of comedy now. People on the left really only like to laugh at conservatives, to make jokes about Trump supporters. People on the right actually have a broader range of things. We'll laugh at Trump supporters. We'll laugh at ourselves. You can't laugh at the left doesn't want to laugh at the left anymore. Look at how their anger is at Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle ends his stand-up routine by talking about a transgender friend of his who committed suicide after several days of being bullied for defending Dave Chappelle. And he says this comedian, transgender woman, was part of his tribe. He didn't know what the transgender community did for this person, but the person was part of his tribe. And he took care of him. The fact that he's even got to delve into tribalism, we have become so tribal. Here is the Atlantic trying to do something about the Babylon Bee to make sense of it, and they don't get what it is. They don't get it. They don't understand it. They can't process it because it actually makes humorous jokes about things on the left that the left thinks are now sacrosanct. You're not allowed to make jokes about them. You remember back in the day, the left-wing comedians, they would make jokes about Christians and Christianity jokes about communion and the like. And yes, famous stand-up comedians would poke all sorts of fun at Christians because they felt like Christianity was the dominant place in society, and they were on the outside, and now they're on the inside, and they can't stand that people are poking fun at them. We need more Babylon Bees. We need more midget jokes. We need more Dave Chappelle's. We need more comedy. The greatest thing this country could do to heal, or the greatest thing conservatives could do, is to stop being angry and insane like the left and tell more jokes and laugh more at them and make them more the butt of jokes. I think we should all be laughing at the left. And to the extent they don't get it, it makes it even funnier.